Dana White gains support for his Arman Tsarukyan stance after shocking new detail about faceoff headbutt. Arman Tsarukyan may have done more damage than first thought. The top lightweight contender was forced to watch from the crowd this past Saturday as the latest title fight at 155 pounds played out at UFC 324 in Las Vegas. Headlining the first event on Paramount+, Justin Gaethje defeated Paddy Pimblett to become the new interim UFC lightweight champion and likely set up a unification showdown with Ilia Topuria later this year. The promotion received heavy backlash ahead of the card for choosing those two names to challenge for the belt over Tsarukyan. Dana White has been urged to forgive Tsarukyan for the actions that cost him the opportunity, but a new detail has emerged about one incident that may have people changing their minds. Dan Hooker claims Arman Tsarukyan broke his nose with the weigh-in headbutt. It's not just one controversial moment that cost Tsarukyan a spot in the UFC 324 main event. Months after punching a fan during his walkout at UFC 300, Apocalypse pulled out of a title fight against Islam Makhachev just over a day out from UFC 311 in Los Angeles. While he began to make amends by successfully making weight as the backup fighter for Topuria's lightweight title win over Charles Oliveira, he remained firmly in the UFC doghouse after what happened last November. Before Tsarukyan's dominant submission win against Dan Hooker, the Armenian launched a shock headbutt at the Hangman during their face-off at the UFC Qatar ceremonial weigh-ins. White pointed to that as one factor behind Tsarukyan's title shot snub, and some may be re-evaluating their dismissal of that as a legitimate reason after Hooker claimed on the Ariel Helwani show that the headbutt broke his nose. "They scanned me after the fight and took me to hospital," Hooker said. "They were like, 'You've got a fractured nose.' See, that was the weigh-in. That had absolutely nothing to do with the fight. Then, for this fight, at UFC 325, they were like, 'You've got to medically clear the nose for this fight,' and I just flat refused, brother. You already let me have one fight with it, now you're going to stop me from having another fight with it. That was from the weigh-in, brother. That had nothing to do with the fight," he added. In what world can you smoke a guy's nose at the weigh-in, then they just, "Yeah, he got me." Kudos to him. I'm not even mad at Arman, it is what it is. I didn't know that there was no commission in Qatar. Dana White's stance on rejecting Arman Tsarukyan's title claim gets more support. Fans were quick to react to Hooker's claim on social media. Some were not buying the suggestion that his nose was compromised by the pre-fight headbutt rather than Tsarukyan's strikes inside the octagon. Others, however, were showing more understanding for the UFC's stance on the Armenian's title shot. The fact that Arman didn't get fined for that is the most surprising part. But maybe being in Dana's purgatory is a worse punishment for a rich dude. This is the stuff Arman needs to mature on. Explains the title shot snub. Arman should have 100% been fined, and if you ever wonder why he keeps getting stepped over for a title shot, it's because he continues to do stupid s like that. This is why Arman doesn't get a title shot. Yeah, I see why the UFC iced Arman out. This guy is a genuine scumbag with zero impulse control. Make him fight twice before a title shot, he's unreliable. This is an insane detail and, presuming it's true, could get him cut from the roster were he not highly ranked.